All right, what's up, guys? This is Aaron Tailored Winnings, and you're watching Winnings. And I'm here today with a good friend of mine, Kimo. What's up, Kimo? How you doing, man? Not much, man. We got the NBA playoffs going on right now. It's exciting, slow-paced basketball. So people getting beat up. It's blood everywhere. It's great. Who's your favorite NBA team?
Well, today, I per se would say the Lakers.
The Lakers. Ooh, sorry to hear that. So you familiar with Luka Doncic then?
I've seen a couple videos with Luka, more commercial, but I haven't been really watching basketball too much, when it comes to NBA recently, but I have seen videos of it.
What's turned you off about NBA?
Well, right now, NBA is a little bit different from when I used to watch basketball. I used to mostly focus on the NBA back in the 90s and 2000 while growing up.
Okay.
And back then, basketball to me was more competitive. I felt like it was, I would say, more defense and offense combined together. Nowadays, it's like guys just coming on there doing anything.
Just taking a bunch of shots, running around like idiots, right? And there are a bunch of you can't even touch a guy anymore. If you breathe on them, it's a foul.
Exactly.
It's crazy. Last night, for example, Porzingis and the Lakers, he was coming out, he was blocking. I think they were going up for a shot. And the guy that was with him trying to grab the ball turned around really fast and elbowed him, caught him in the forehead. He went down to the ground, and you could see the blood coming out. Right, so he got it was a good shot.
Did anybody find the catcher's pass?
It looked fake for real, like it was a movie set. It was great, blood splurting out. But they gave the guy a technical, man, for turning around really fast. Back in the 90s, he would have been like, "Good job."
Exactly. That's what you're supposed to do.
But now you got to worry about being kicked out because you're getting too rough. So actually, these days, when the offensive guy makes a shot, they'll lean into or hit the defender if he's in the proximity.
Yes.
And the defender will get a foul for that. You believe that?
Wow. So to play basketball, you also got to take acting classes.
Yeah. These guys are getting really good, man. They're great actors. I mean, they really should include that as a category in the Emmys for daytime television or nighttime television. Best flop by a professional athlete. Yeah, I mean, it's really getting to that point. Jimmy Butler went down last night. Someone took his legs out from underneath him. But I mean, these are big grown dudes, and they're all going up for the ball, and they're focused in one little spot. So I mean, eventually someone's going to get hurt or get their feelings hurt at least. So it does. It makes it hard for someone who's trying to handicap the sport, for example, because they're shooting fouls every 47 seconds. So that it's the game stoppage. They have more time to rest. Also, the points are going up because they're taking more free throws. So the game clock stops, and yet they're adding points on.
Wow. So
now the point count's getting really high. So you got to take that into consideration. So tonight, the Lakers just played last night. They beat the Timberwolves, who beat them the first game. So it was game 2. They don't look that great, man. I don't know. Since you brought up the Lakers, I don't know. LeBron's LeBron. You gotta love LeBron. So you know what? Who's better, LeBron or Michael Jordan?
Well, obviously I have to say Michael Jordan. That's just no question. But LeBron is better today. Michael Jordan. He's probably the age difference. But during our time, that was Michael Jordan prime. Right now, LeBron, he's doing his thing. So, I guess 2 different times.
He's gone across 2 generations, too. That's the thing. He's still playing at 40.
Yeah.
So it's been 18, almost 20 years, and he's crossed that generational bridge. So even like our kids are gonna know who he is. But everyone wants to be like Mike.
Yeah.
Got to be like Mike. Absolutely. But a lot of guys nowadays, they never really sat down and watched the game with Jordan play,
Yeah.
so they don't even know. But the Lakers have had a lot of great players: Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson. I mean, a ton. The list goes on and on. But Luka Doncic. He's the duo. I think they'll make it past the Timberwolves for this round of the playoffs, but they're not going to make it into the Western Conference Finals.
Mm-hmm.
And even if they do, they would never beat the Thunder, who play tonight in Memphis. They beat Memphis to the first game, so this was on Sunday, by 51 points.
Wow. I
Did they do that in the
90s? Right, at 51 points, that team must have been asleep, okay?
They did have an nap time. They handed out juice boxes and apple slices. It was great.
Same thing we used to do in kindergarten.
Yeah, pretty much. It does look that way these days. A few of the players did fall asleep. A lot of people say it's not nerves. I'm sitting watching these guys take wide open shot after wide open shot and just keep missing. So there's something going on. It's not just defense. It's not just good coaching. So once these guys settle down, and that's actually, I think what the odds makers are thinking tonight is that Memphis is going to settle down and they're going to figure out a little better game plan against the Thunder tonight, because the spread is only -8.5 or 9, depending on which book you're using. Which is, they won by 51 points the first game. So 9 points seems like wow, let's jump right on that. So, but just err with a little bit of caution, because the Grizzlies won't get quite as embarrassed as they did the first game, especially at home. But I definitely think that spread is very safe. I think OKC wins by 10, 11, or 12, somewhere in there. So 8 or 8.5, 9 points should be fine for sure. Do you know who SGA is? Shai Alexander?
No.
You ever heard of? He's the MVP, the current MVP front runner, even though most would say Joker should be Nikola Jokic. He's won 3 years in a row now, MVP. You know who he is?
Yes.
Okay. So, but SGA plays for the Thunder. He's great too. They're going to have a great game. They're going to put away Memphis. They're going to look to close out the series in 4 games and just stop messing around. So they're going to get it done tonight. Let me ask you: do you think officiating in professional sports is fair?
Officiating today, or you
in today's world? Yeah,
today's world. Okay, well, like I said, I haven't really been watching too much sports, but personally, when it comes to officiating, I think they're overdoing it. I think that there's caution and safety procedures, but also you want to play the game, and I don't feel like they're allowing the players to actually play the game like they used to before. But
they're interrupting, stopping the game, and they're babying them too much.
Yes.
So for what it's worth, though, and I know you don't watch a lot lately, but so far in the playoffs, they're letting them get away with a lot, which is great. It's almost like watching back in the day basketball. So it's pretty cool. So there's a few good games on tonight. The Pistons play the Knicks at home. I actually have the Pistons team total over 106.5. I think they can clear 107 tonight at home, even though they struggled scoring so far in the first 2 games. They actually beat the Knicks once at Madison Square Garden from New York. So, it can mean a lot for the city of Detroit. They look good, man. They definitely have a chance. They definitely have a shot. But really quick, last question for you, Kimo the character. When are we going to watch a playoff game together, man?
Well, man, as soon as possible.
Soon.
That's my goal, And even,
call you like in July?
Exactly. Yeah. But yes, nowadays, we got so much different things. It just, you got Zoom. Even if we can't meet in person,
we'll virtually watch again.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll text each other how it's going.
With the new generation, this is what we do.
Exactly. But listen, tonight I think definitely take I'm going for the Pistons team total over. I would stay away from the over in OKC with their team total. I think they're going to end somewhere near 116 to 119. So that's just too much gray area right there. It'd be too easy for it to go over or under because it's going to hit probably right on target there. I do think Memphis under 109 is a safe bet. I don't think they'll get above 107, 108. So that's a safe bet there. But the spread with OKC minus 8.5, 9 points, that looks great as well. I'd also look at the 3-point lines for guys like Dort, Isaiah Joe, and Aaron Wiggins, and even SGA. I think you can put up another 2 or 3 tonight as well. Those should be easy pickings for you. So, Kimo, tailored winnings. We're on Discord. I'm on Facebook. I'm on X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm on Instagram. So right now, what I do is I'm giving away my picks every day for free. Building a following. I want the support. We hang out in the Discord. We talk. We go over all the plays. We go over every sport too. I've been knocking it out of the park with baseball, pun intended. And and I post the picks in there every day for free. So come check it out. I also do account management. That's another thing I'll get into next episode. But if you need help and you just want to see some return on investment, but you don't have the time to study, look at the stats, see what's going on, you don't know what you're doing in the apps, you don't know which app to use. There's so many betting apps out there. In the state of Florida, there's only one, so it makes it easy, the Hard Rock. But there's a lot of betting apps out there. You can get big bonuses for making deposits. I can help guide you through that. But yeah, go ahead and message me. Check me out on Instagram, here on YouTube, or join the Discord. There'll be links for that as well. But Kimo, thanks for spending some time with me, man. And you definitely got to catch that game, brother. All right. All right, Kimo. Thanks, man. Have a great day, brother.